Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mystic Muse Tarot. I'm Chandana, and today, for a change, I'm not going to be doing a pick a card reading, but I have something even more interesting for all of you. So, some of you may be aware of the fact that there is a very critical astrological transit happening at the moment, which it will be tomorrow on the 12th of February, and some of you may not be aware of this astrological transit. So today I'm going to be doing a reading about it. But before I get into it, I want to let you know that this is a very critical transit. And the last time this transit occurred was in the 1960s, and it had created a lot of, buzzworthy and events that marked themselves in history. And the planets this time that are all coming together, or I'd say in conjunction with each other, are seven planets. So you have seven planets that are coming together in the sign of Capricorn on the 12th. And what you need to know is that this effect will continue until next year, April 28th. So that is 2022, April 28th. So the effect that this conjunction will have is for a year, which is a long period of time, which is why we should know more about this and what kind of energy this transit is going to bring about. I'll also be doing individual readings in the form of pick a card readings between 1 to 12 groups later after this video. So if you'd like to stay tuned to that, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the notification icon so you know once I start uploading these videos, which will be right after this reading that I'm going to be doing today. So the seven planets that are coming into the sign of Capricorn are Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Venus, Sun, Moon, and Mercury, so that's like almost 90% of the planets, and it is definitely going to make a big change in our life. So I'm just going to get on with the reading and let's see what energy this conjunction is bringing to all of us, and let's dive straight into it. Okay, that's too many cards. Let me just reshuffle them. Okay, so I'm feeling this here. Okay, so you can see that there are a lot of cards, which is but natural because there are a lot of planets that are coming together in the same house. Let me see if there's any more. Okay, we have one more. some of you must be thinking I'm just shuffling like a crazy person, but I'm only shuffling till I'm guided to keep shuffling. And we do want to know what we have in store for a whole year, isn't it? So I'll stop when I've been guided to stop shuffling. And then we can have a nice detailed reading into what this energy will bring about. Okay, guys, that's it. Finally. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, I can put this upside down. I'm just gonna move these cards a little bit. Okay, brace yourselves for a long reading, guys, not to mention an informative one. Okay. All right, so the first thing that I'm getting out of this reading is that this particular conjunction for us, now this is going to be two ways, in the sense that there's going to be a lot of balance that's happening, and it's going to be either very good for some of you and very bad for some of you. So this is the main outline of this reading, and it is a balancing, like you can see. Can you see this card? I hope the camera is catching it. But yeah, it is going to be balancing a lot of your positive and negative karma. Please understand that this is not based on this current life of yours. It is based on a lot of other lifetimes as well, including this one. It's not just this life, but it is this life along with your past lives as well. So whatever karma it is, in terms whether it is negative, it is positive, all of that is going to work itself out for sure. Okay, and also what I'm getting is that this energy might bring in a sense of imprisonment for some of you, and and it may create certain situations and events where nobody will be able to do anything about the situation that they're in. So for example, people that are roaming footloose, and they think they're getting away with everything, and nobody can touch them and nothing can happen. This would be a wrong notion to carry forward in this year, because if you have wronged in the past, if you have done something questionable, then yeah, you are going to get into trouble for it. So that's the first thing that I'm seeing. Also, what I'm noticing is that there is going to be a lot of structure coming in this year going forward. Like, a lot of systems are going to be set into place, lot of there's going to be a concrete way of how things function. They're not going to be any more loose ends. Everything is going to be tied up. What I'm also getting is that you can't escape what is happening and what will happen. You have no choice but to face it. All right. So you don't have a choice. You're just going to have to go through with whatever is happening. There's no way of evading whatever in terms of positive or negative is going to happen with you. And yeah, I think this is going to be a time of giving back. So, like I said, whatever, you have this saying, do unto others as you want others to do unto you. So, that sort of thing is going to start happening where, whatever you've done, if you've done positive, you're going to get positive 10 times back towards you. If you've done negative, then that's what's going to come back to you. So, The only thing right now that you should be scared of is all your actions in the past. And I'm also seeing that there will be a lot more innovation in technology. A lot of new things are going to come about. Technology is going to scale in this next 1 year. And also, I'm getting that there are going to be some issues with food and agriculture, but I don't think there is anything that we need to worry about as such. Uh, we will have enough, but that doesn't mean that we will have enough, so we are respectful about what we have in terms of food wastage and going into excess of things and wasting things, spoiling things. So there's not going to be enough room to, I mean, it's not going to be and what do I say, in there's not going to be excess of it, but at the same time there won't be a scarcity either. That's what I'm getting from this energy as well. And yeah, there is a higher force that is controlling the earth right now. And we are into fifth gear in the 5D, and whatever is still in the 3D is going to break away, and it's going to be forced to break away. So this could be people, this could be systems, this could be organizations, anyone and everyone and anything that is still functioning in the 3D energy is going to come crashing down. That's another thing that I am sensing. What I'm also sensing is that this particular conjunction is going to create events that are again going to be historic events. They're going to be extremely buzzworthy. Like almost this could be like scandalous kind of energy is what I'm getting. So there could be scandals with some very big names or big companies or very well known establishments that will come into a sort of controversy or a scandal or something like that. So something that will there will be a lot of events that will catch the public eye at large. This could be globally as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be specific to your country, but yes, there will be a lot of news which will be global news, and not specific to just one country or a nation or a region. At the same time, like I said, that there's going to be a lot of advancement in technology, in the way you function. There's going to be a lot of innovation. A lot of This is going to be a time for very fruitful research work for those of you who are in the research field. So there will be some very key and critical inventions and discoveries in this phase. And also what I'm getting on a sense, I'm just going to start rearranging these cards, is that okay, what I'm getting here is, hold on, you'll see what I'm doing here. Bluff, I have escape, I have loss. Okay, so what I'm getting here is also that anybody in the wrong, this is not going to be a time where they can get out of their situation. People are going to call out on people's bluff. So if whoever has been, not paying their bills on time, not paying their taxes on time, you're messing with the government, this is not going to go well with you. On a more personal level, if you have been cheating anybody, or you have been cheated by people, or you are being deceived by people, then you should know that whatever wrong has happened to you, now all the right will start happening. And this is also going to be a time where people are going to have a lot of losses as well. Now these could be in terms of property, and it could be in terms of people and relationships as well. But this is only as a balancing that's happening, and this is especially for people who have been in the wrong. Say for example, you're in a relationship that you weren't really happy in. You're going to walk out, and as a result your partner is going to lose you, so in that sense they're going to have loss. Also, I'm sensing that in this time there might be a lot of court cases, litigations, a lot of fighting and bickering that is going to happen in this phase. For mankind at large. And the advice here is to not be revengeful. Don't try to seek revenge, because, like I said, everything is just balancing out on its own. And if you try to take revenge when something is happening right for you, but you can't see it because of your perspective, you're only adding more to your karma, and that is going to come down heavily, heavily on you. Okay. So that's something else that I am sensing. What I'm also getting is that everybody is going to be, I know it's very difficult to say sit down with your seatbelts on in a time like this, which you have to do, but you are going to be extremely, extremely restless. This can be a phase of panic and depression and anxiety as well for some of you. And the only way that you can get through this is if you have your roots in place and you're grounded, and you're very, very careful of the kind of things you do and the kind of words you say and how you behave with with the people that you live with and the people that are in your environment. um, Also, I'm getting that this is going to be a phase where a lot of original stuff is going to come out. It could be anything in terms of creativity, it could be in terms of music, art. All these days, a lot of people have been mishmashing and remixing and copying and all that. So that is not going to happen anymore. We're going to see some really true legends that will phase in this period. Also, I'm sensing that in this period, a lot of you may come into union with your twin flames or your soulmates, and a lot of you will find a partner who truly does appreciate you, and which is why I'm seeing the breakage happen, which is, you may exit an old relationship that isn't serving your highest good anymore, and you're moving in with somebody who appreciates you and who understands you, the way you are, and not try to change you and not have this whole manipulative narcissistic approach to the relationship. And I'm also getting that this whole year we are heavily going to be under the forces of the divine. It that doesn't mean that if you sit and you're doing your prayers or you're doing your mantra chanting or you're doing whatever, you're going to be able to escape all the negative things that you've done. No, if you have this line of thought, please forget about it. Nothing you do is going to help you escape your negative karma anymore. Okay, it doesn't matter how religious you are, or how regularly you say your prayers or you visit your temples and churches and mosques. It doesn't matter. What has to happen will, and there is a certain energy that has been assigned to bring earth into balance, okay, and to establish order again on earth. So this is to say that it's not just about mankind. It is about earth, it's man, it's about the environment, it's everything. The whole there is a complete energy shift that is happening. So that's another thing. On another note, what I feel is that in this period, if you do take towards a more solitary path, like you're more into yourself and you're meditating, and you're just reflecting, that would help you through this phase much more easily. And because it'll mean, like, the tree is as strong as its roots, right? So when there's a tornado, the only thing that can keep you in place is your roots. So you tend to extend your roots deeper into the ground when you sit and you reflect, and you self analyze, and you think about what it is that you were, who you are, and what you've become, and why you've become this way. It could be good, in the good, in the positive, in the negative. To count your blessings, to really understand your journey this far. So the more you are meditating doesn't necessarily mean, okay, go sit in an empty room and listen to some music. And no, it's not just that. Meditating can also be reflecting on yourself, reflecting on your actions, on your behavior, understanding what you did, what you didn't. So a lot of your shadow work is what is going to be happening right now. And the more shadow work you do, the stronger you will be, and the more you will be able to withstand this the energy of this combination of planets, which is very, very strong. Okay, let's see what more messages we have. Since I've been guided to the book, let me see what else the universe is trying to egg me on to. So I'm getting that for those of you, or people in general, who have stuck to their principles, stuck to their morals, stayed on the straight path irrespective of their situation and circumstances, and braved it and stayed on their safe on the straight path. They're going to gain a lot. This is going to be a period of high gain for them. This could be gain of any kind. This could be gain of respect. This could be gain of wealth, gain of emotional happiness. Gain in general, especially for people who are more humanitarian by nature. And also, this energy is going to bring about everybody to be a little more broad minded and open minded, and a little more flexible with their approach, and with the way they perceive things, and not be so rigid. Because it's only then will the new systems and the new organizations, the new way of functioning will establish itself. And those who are still clinging on to their rigid belief systems, and their rigid ways of thinking and doing things, for them it's going to be a really difficult phase. Also, I'm seeing an increase in a lot of community activities, a lot of humanitarian causes, a lot of movements, that are towards, like, restoring the environment, rescuing animals, a lot of things that are, towards the betterment of nature and the environment that we live in, and towards the planet. Um, in this time, and to whatever that we have been doing, there is going to be a completely new approach to how we look at things, and how we have to change things. That's also something that is being indicated here. And all in all, it's telling us to be extremely responsible for the kind of human beings that we are, taking responsibility of not just ourselves, not just towards the people that we live with, which is, maybe the society, our parents, our children, but also towards the environment and towards mankind at large. Take responsibility for your words, take responsibility for your actions, take responsibility for your behavior. No more blame game is going to work, and everybody's bluff is going to be called out for sure. And this is going to be a time where the positive energy is going to be more dominant over the negative energy in this entire phase. And also, as a result, because there's so much of system and there's so much of order that is being implemented, and this is the law and order of the universe, not the law and order of of society, of governments, of countries, of places. No, it's the law and order of the universe that is getting established. So with that happening, everybody is going to be working collectively, everybody is going to be working very dynamically towards this change, whether you realize it or not. And it could be in any way, because it's restoring balance on the whole. So what we need to know now is that, on an individual level, this could be, you're working a lot more, you're taking part in a lot more community activities. As a result, what might happen is, for some people, your relationships might suffer because you're so much more focused on work. You may not have as much time for your family or your partner or your spouse as you did before. So for some people, that may be a slight bit of a challenge. Um, and this is going to be a difficult phase for most people. And for that, like I said before, you're only as strong as your roots. And that is what will help you, navigate through and keep yourself afloat in these times. And I did say before again that a lot of prominent figures will be making the news in good ways and bad. And along with that, everybody who is in the creative fields, everybody who's doing something new, who's doing something innovative, who's doing something totally out of the box, your work is going to receive the appreciation, and the love and the support, most importantly, which a lot of artists, a lot of creative people, a lot of innovative people have not received in the past. So everything that is going to facilitate, so these are going to be the A team. These kind of people are going to be in the front line in this 1 year, where they're going to catapult this change and they're going to help everybody on earth, and earth, firmly establish into 5D. So everybody who is passionate about their job, basically this is a time where a lot of square pegs will be in square pegs instead of being in round holes. And if you do follow through with your passion, and you do follow through with what you love to do in terms of work, then you will be appreciated for it, you will be supported for it financially, emotionally. You will get what you need to execute what you genuinely, passionately believe in, and you want to work in. And I also see a lot of you changing jobs, or a lot of you taking on maybe two jobs. Maybe they say one for the kitchen and one for the soul. So you may have a full-time job, but at the same time you may be actively pursuing something that you genuinely like doing. Maybe you have a job and you're working in an NGO, or you've started a small business on the side. It could be anything. So I do see a lot of multitasking also happening for a lot of people over here. And this is going to be, as much as it is a time for people to come into union, for those of you who don't come into union, you're going to be on a more solitary path, where you're going to find peace within yourself. And you don't have to worry about the fact that, oh my god, am I not going to find anyone, am I going to die alone? No, that is not the case. It's just that it's not your time yet. and you will find somebody, but it is a little more delayed for you if you haven't come into union yet, because there's a lot more soul work that you have to do, or your soulmate or twin flame has not yet arrived at the same level of maturity that you have. So there is going to be a wait period for you to come into union with your twin flame. All right. And this is going to, I've said this again and I'm going to repeat myself again, that justice is going to be served heavily, for those of you who are feeling like justice might have been delayed, but it is not denied for you. And again, all those of you who may not be coming into union, and those of you who have a period of wait, you should know that once you come into union with your soulmate or your twin flame, you will have a very stable and strong lasting marriage with this person. This is also going to be a phase where everybody is going to have to make a lot of decisions, a lot of strong, important decisions that is going to change your life drastically. So, as a result of that, don't feel like you're getting confused, and don't run in all 10 directions at the same time. Gather yourself together and take it one step at a time, because so much change is going to happen in your life that if you are all over the place, then you're only going to bicker and you're not going to get ahead. So if you take it as it comes and focus on the decision you need to make at that point, and not think about, oh, I have to decide about this, I have to decide about that, what am I going to do. Don't get overwhelmed with it. Like I already said, this is going to be a phase where a huge number of people are going to be under panic, they're going to be under anxiety, depression, because you're also going to have a lot of losses, loss in terms of wealth, loss in terms of people, loss in terms of mental peace, loss in terms of health. So this is going to be a period of heavy suffering also for some people. And coming back to the point where I was talking about food, right? I was saying that not that it's going to be scarce, but it's not going to be as abundant. People are really going to have to work for what they want. So your comforts and your luxuries are going to come at a price, and they're going to come with continuous, consistent, hard work and responsibility towards whatever you do. So everything that you have, the universe is now saying that I will make sure you count your blessings for what you have. So what everybody needs to know is that nothing is going to come so easily like it did before. Everybody is going to have to put in the work to achieve whatever they want, or to get whatever they want, or to get wherever they want to get. Okay. And what I'm also getting is, at this point, there's going to be, there is going to be some amount of bickering and some amount of fighting. You'll find that people around you are moody. Obviously, people will be moody with this period of chaos that is happening, and everybody's lives are changing for the better and the worse, leaving everybody a little bit perplexed and not ready for what is happening. So please be careful of your actions and your words, because that is going to have a very direct and immediate consequence to your situation. So please don't act impulsively, and please watch your words in every situation with every person, because it is going to cost you. I'm also getting that things are going to go back to normal. In fact, travel and communication is going to boost a lot in the coming year, and because there's going to be like a sort of bridging. Now that everything is kind of equalizing, the extremes are getting balanced, so there is going to be this bridging between cultures, between people, between organizations, and how we work as a world, and not as continents and governments and and color and race and all these things. So it's going to facilitate mankind working as one unanimous whole, rather than parts that have been so fragmented and constantly bickering for I don't know how many years and decades in the past. And this is going to be a period of expression. So choose to be expressive, with positivity, and not be expressive in a more negative sense. That is also what is advised. And those of you who are looking at owning properties, or having home businesses and all that, you will be able to do that. That will facilitate you, provided that is your passion. And a lot of you who have been in these very toxic manipulative relationships, irrespective of whether it is romantic or whether it is on the work front, all those kind of relationships are going to break away. The energy is going to ensure that all this toxicity is being completely broken down. So that's why I'm saying again and again, if you are the one who is the toxic person, if you're the one bringing the toxicity, if you're the narcissist, it's going to be very difficult. But on the other hand, if you're not all of those and you've been on the receiving end all these years, this is the time that you're going to really benefit, and things are going to move at breakneck speed for you. I'm also getting that this is a period that is going to function education and learning. Now, when I say education, I don't mean educating only children and schools and universities and colleges. I mean education and learning in every sense. So this will be a period where, say for example, if you always wanted to learn how to play the piano, you will be able to do that. And everybody will be able to learn whatever they have been kept from learning so far. And everybody who is already in their path, with they're passionate about, you will be able to go a lot more deeper. You will be able to unearth and discover a lot more knowledge. You will be able to research further about whatever you're studying. So a lot of learning and education is facilitated in this period. And this is going to be a time, like I said before, a lot of drastic change is going to happen. A lot of revolutions are going to happen in this phase. So even if they are not already formed, they have already kick-started this revolution in this. Also, a lot of revolutions will get kick-started in the coming year. And those of you who are coming into union with your twin flames and your soulmates, you will have a very pleasant relationship and a pleasant equation, with a fair bit of stability and beauty in your relationship. So that is definitely indicated here. And also somebody who is at the same level of maturity. I'm getting that there may be a huge age difference between the two, but that won't matter, because in terms of maturity, you are on the same plane. It's like, if I have to say, the divine feminine is already there. It's the divine masculine that has to raise their vibration and their energy to meet the divine feminine. So if you look at it that way, age is just a number. So for those of you who are with your twin flames, age will not matter. They could be a lot younger to you, a lot older to you, but energetically you're on the same vibration. So that is what you need to understand over here. And a lot of you who are not going to be in these in your spiritual unions yet, you may have a more quiet life. Those of you in the union also may want to feel like you just want to have your own space at some point, and that doesn't mean you'll separate. You will still be happily married or happily living with your partner, but you will have these bouts of wanting to just be on your own and have your own me time. A lot of me time is indicated for everybody at large. For some of them, this is going to be a little more extreme in the sense that you just want to be alone, or situation is going to force you to be alone. Um, so I am seeing a lot of alone time for the public at large. And again, like I said, if you are somebody with a huge ego, the bigger the ego, the more your suffering is going to be. The more you try to cling on to what you know and what you've known, the harder it's going to get for you, and it's going to hurt a lot more. So the lesson here really for the coming year, given the energy of this conjunction is going to last for a whole year, is that, just flow with the change, don't resist the change. Swallow your egos, don't go out of proportion. Just submit to whatever is happening. Don't try to call a bluff, don't try to run out of the situation, because that's not going to be possible. Even if you escape, it's going to be temporary. Even if somebody buys your lies, it's going to be temporary, but after that, the consequence that you suffer is going to be tenfold. Then rather, if you just submit immediately and not try to wiggle out of the situation, because the energy is such that it is not going to allow anybody to wiggle out of the situation. Okay. And what I'm also getting is that a lot of people will have to sacrifice a lot. You will have to let go of a lot. This may not be in terms of material wealth or a person, but on an individual level, in terms of your relationship or in terms of work, you'll have to sacrifice a lot. These may be things like you may have to sacrifice a lot of sleep, you may have to sacrifice a lot of time to achieving something. You may have to sacrifice holidays or the fun. So everything is going to be a lot more strict. Like, just imagine like the whole of next year where you're in a classroom with a very, very strict teacher, and you can't even have like your little toe out of line. So that's the kind of energy that is going to be prevailing for the next year. And everybody who is in how do I put this? Everyone who is for humanitarian causes and working for humanitarian causes, and or even on an individual level, if you are not going to be so rigid and you're going to accept the people around you as they are, and you're going to support them, and you're going to be more flexible, and look at life from both angles, and not just just from one side, then it's going to be a lot more better for you. You're going to have a lot more understanding, and your experiences are going to be a lot more richer. So that's also what I see. And yeah, you're going to have to, those of you who have been putting in a lot of energy to get out of a certain situation in the past, that is going to happen for you now. It's not going to be so difficult. I mean, if you are in the right, if you've been in a troubled situation for a very long time, if you're being harassed or you've been forced to work somewhere and you're trying to get out of it, that is going to happen. But if you are in the negative and you're trying to get out of a situation, that is not. What I need you all to understand is that the energy overall is supporting a positive vibration, a good vibration. So everybody who's stuck onto their morals, their ethics, everybody who has a lot of humility, this is a period of time where finally you will be like, they say, right, every dog has his day. So, this is going to be like the 4th of July for all of you. You're suffering, and, because you have had your suffering, you've learned your lessons, you're still learning your lessons. So this time is not going to be as harsh on you as it will be on everybody else who's been taking life for granted. They've been extravagant, they've been flamboyant, they've violated all sorts of law, order, rules, they've manipulated people, they've cheated people. So this is going to be a very bad time for these kind of people, because the energy is right now supporting a positive vibration. And This is going to balance out, the energy at large. And this is also going to be a period where you're going to have to follow a lot of discipline. So, on a mundane sense, if I have to say this, please don't jump signals, don't get into one-way roads, wear your helmets, don't defy law and order. Please walk on the system that has been designed for you, because even though it may seem like anything and everything has happened in the past, right now, if you haven't been a habitual offender or a habitual defaulter, and you happen to default even once, it's going to come down really heavy on you. So please don't violate anything. This could be in terms of your everyday life, and it could be even in terms of your work culture and your work ethic. Please follow whatever norms and guidelines and deadlines that have been set out for you in your organizations. Don't look at escaping or violating something that has been set for you. That will turn into a very negative experience. So you may see that, okay, all in all, in general, your life is on an uphill trend, but it's only uphill because you have stuck onto your ethics and your models and your values and your principles. But then if you start to think that, oh, now I'm going to be the one who's not going to be untouchable, that is the wrong notion to have. So, if you have been on the good path, continue to walk. Anybody and anything that is out of line is going to be forced and pushed into line. That's what I'm getting. And for some of you, you will have to take care of your health as well. I'm getting in terms of your nervous system and your bones is something that you should be very, very careful about. Bones and even the blood. So anybody, if you have blood in the sense, like it means like take care of your heart, take care of your nervous system, and take care of your bones. So people may be prone to injuries also at this point. So that's what I have to say. So all in all, everyone, just this has been a general reading as to what this energy is bringing for the entire collective. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I will be doing a series of videos for 12 groups, which will be a little more detailed as to how this energy is going to affect you specifically in terms of a group. So please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon if you would be interested in knowing how these energies affect a specific group. And that's all I have for you today. Please let me know in the comment section if you like this reading and what you felt about it and what else you would like to know. And another thing I would want to say is that this is a perspective reading. So that means this is going forward. A lot of what I have said is already happening to some of you, and it may or may not happen to you in the future again, because this is a collective reading. But what I have said is what is to come. So this is a more of a futuristic reading. Please take what resonates to you, and please subscribe to Mystic Muse Tarot if you would like to know more. That's all for today. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.